Ah, hello vacuum cleaner enthusiasts. I've been expecting you. You've tuned in again. You've tuned in for some more vacuum cleaner action, haven't you? Well, you've tuned to the right place. If you want to buy a new vacuum cleaner, then turn off now, because the machine I'm going to show you is an oldie but a goodie, and not really currently available to buy brand new, although there are some sources where you can get new machines. Anyway, little Rowdy, it's time for you to go. Goodbye, my friend. It's okay, kids. It's not real. I do have some real ones downstairs, but I don't tend to toss them about the place. Anyway, this is where you want to be if you want to watch a video of the Panasonic Icon vacuum cleaner. And here it is, next to me. And it's a hefty beast. Oh, cripes! Here it is. The Panasonic Icon, this particular model that I'm going to be putting through its paces for you Hoover enthusiasts. Sorry, vacuum cleaner enthusiasts, because this is not a Hoover. It's MCE582. It's a bagged machine, it's 1600 watts. Let's see what it says about itself. It's got revolutionary new technology. World's first beltless direct drive upright vacuum cleaner. The most powerful upright vacuum cleaner on the market. Well, it was when it came out. 300 air watts. Super silent operation. Efficient HEPA. High efficiency particulate arrestor. Lifetime filter does not need to be changed. Good job too, because I don't think you can get the filters for this anymore. So this is one heck of a vacuum in a rather effeminate colour scheme of sort of purple and a bluey colour. Anyway, it was obviously designed to appeal to the ladies. You can get this. There was a version of this in black and silver, which was probably more aimed at the more butch element of the consumers. But anyway, it is an effeminate colour, but it is a butch cleaner when it comes to performance. Get a load of this underneath. Now turn away if you don't want to see anything too graphic. That's a big one, isn't it? Now, any of you who are regular viewers, and if you are, thanks for your support, but go and seek help. And if you're not, I'll fill you in. A bit of dust on here, look. Look at the muck in here, as Larry Grayson would say. Shut that door. Right. And it's rather good, this, because I'm covering my stomach. You see. Hugger cleaner, disguise your belly fat. So, yeah, I got this a while back, and I did the unboxing. And for any of you who saw that, you'd see that the base plate was rather damaged. I was kindly sent a replacement, but unfortunately the same problem, not damaged in exactly the same place, but it was the base plate that was cracked. So I still have another one in its box with a broken base plate. This one I did manage to fix thanks to the miracle of super glue, and it's not a very neat job, I don't think. Let me just remove that, otherwise it's going to go everywhere. It's not a very neat job. Oh dear, this is awkward, you know. Anyway, can you see can you see? I've had to fix it here. The glue's gone white, but it's had to be fixed in other places as well. There was bits coming off here, look. But so far, I've used it quite a bit since the super glue. And the old girl is holding up well. And it's a good job, because this has become one of my favourite. I say vintage, it's not exactly vintage, you'd class it as vintage, but it is a fairly old model. And it's one of my favourite older cleaners, because it performs exceptionally well, as you will see. It's also relatively quiet. It's also bagged. I like a bag. I prefer bagged to bagless. And buying a bagged upright cleaner in the UK, or possibly in America as well, is a lot harder than it used to be. This bag is absolutely chock-a-block, and it's still picking up So I'm going to do my demo with the bag as full as this and see how well it works. But I'm sure the performance will be greatly enhanced when I put a new bag in. But anyway, like I say, it's bagged. Let's pop the bag door back. Clicks nicely into place. Okay then, much as I love sitting down, hugging a vacuum, I'm going to do some tests on this, give you a proper guided tour, and that'll be another one to go on YouTube for the enjoyment, hopefully the enjoyment of my viewers. Well, somebody must like watching me, even if just one person, even if I can reach out to just one of you. My job is done, my life's worth, I was going to say my wife's worth living, but she's not worth living, I don't have one, as you probably have guessed. No, I'm married to my vacuums. Wow, sad that is. It's not too late to get out. Get out while you can. Have another interest, for God's sake. Don't become like me. Oh, God. I just can't cope. It's just too much to bear. But anyway, I must carry on. It's my raison d'etre. Anyway, well, I go and lie down in a dark room with a damp tea towel on my head. You can watch the demo. I'll see you later. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry about that outburst just now. Well, it's just now on the video, but it's several hours later that I've been able to gather myself and to continue with this. I'm a bit stir crazy, I have to say. I've been stuck inside for days on end, just making more and more videos to upload to YouTube. And you know, I've not seen a single soul. I've not been out to smell the fresh air and the flowers and see the countryside. These four walls have been my prison. But what can you do? What can you do? Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm being a bit blasé and flippant now, aren't I? I can't. Can I be bothered showing you this? No, I can actually. Lucky for you who want to watch. I'm going to do a full video and review and everything you need to know about this vacuum cleaner. If you sit through the whole thing, and who knows how long this one's going to last, but if you manage to sit through the whole thing, at least you'll be able to go away thinking, well, I know more about the Panasonic icon than I did before that stupid idiot started talking. So, this stupid idiot is going to get behind the camera where he belongs and focus on this wonderful vacuum. Well, here she is, the Panasonic icon MC582 bagged upright vacuum cleaner made by the Panasonic Corporation in Spain. I believe all Panasonics now are made in that country called China. But this one is from Espanol, and probably all the better for it compared to the Chinese equivalents we have now. So here it is. Starting from the bottom, the most striking feature of this machine is the huge agitator. Lots of brushes, lots of stiff brushes. It's a very effective vacuum cleaner, this. It's effective but not too aggressive. Some machines I've tested recently have done a good job, but you just think they're pulling half the carpet up with the dirt. Because this is a direct drive agitator, it houses the motor partly inside, so there's no belt. The separate motor for the agitator powers it, and there's also obviously a separate motor for the suction. And because it has a separate motor, it can run at a slower speed than the suction motor, whereas if you have a belted cleaner, the agitator will run at the same speed as the spindle on the suction motor. So Panasonic say because this runs slower, it performs better, but it cares for your carpet as well. That is a major selling point of this cleaner, is the direct drive agitator. Working our way up, we have the bag door, and to remove the bag door you just squeeze and the whole thing comes off. We also have a filter. Before I show you the filter, there's the traditional piston and spring type bag check indicator. A bit hard to tell on this, but it is showing green at the moment, but it will show red if you get a blockage or the bag fills. And this is the exhaust vent, and inside there is a HEPA filter. So you can access the HEPA filter by pull up from the base, and it is tricky doing it. That's it, there we go. So here is the non-replaceable HEPA filter, but they say it's a lifetime HEPA filter. You can't wash this one, but I've used this machine a fair bit and that's not too bad. It has gone a bit darker, but it's not very black. Oh, they get everywhere, don't they? I don't think that's working. Let me give it a sniff. It's faded now. Oh, it is. That's the Orchard Blossom variant of the Hoover refill. Now, because that's in the exhaust air, which is hot, that does get distorted, so not really supposed to do that. I think I'll take it out because it stopped smelling a while ago, that. Pop the HEPA filter back, and then the filter cover. Which way does it go? Oh, that's right, you locate it first. Little hole there, and a little lug there. So you locate it at the top first, and then push down at the bottom. Oops, there we go. So inside we've got the bag, and it is very full. That does really need replacing. You see how full that is? Absolutely chocker. But still going to try a demo with it. We'll see, shall we? Because I'm not sure if I brought another bag with me. I did mean to, but I think I forgot. I'll have another look. I don't think I've got one here. Now here's the post. I always get that mixed up, post and pre. This is the pre-motor filter, which has got a bit of muck on it. As you can see, that's just like a sponge foam. That can be washed, or rubbed on your carpet like that. Get some of it off. So anyway, that protects the motor initially if the bag bursts or anything gets past the bag. That should prevent any particles from getting through into the motor, which is located here. So that's the motor exhaust vent, so all the hot air from the motor comes out of there, and the suction is produced from the top part there. So in that goes. And sorry, it is a little bit dusty, I do apologise. That's just the bag support collar. It's just a push fit, which is a shame. Would have liked to see some sort of a clip to hold it, but it is leaking a bit of dust. Try and push that on properly. There is a little safety mechanism here, so when you remove it, that pops up, so you can't actually place the bag door back until you have the bag pushed firmly in place. And then we're going to locate the bag door back, so there's another little lip at the bottom and a hole there. So I just do that and click it in place. Next thing to look at is the on-off and suction control. So it's got three settings: minimum, a medium and a maximum. So to turn it on, you just slide it to there. That initially switches it on minimum, and then you've got an intermediary position and then maximum. General use maximum, but I found general cleaning, especially when the bag's empty, that the medium setting is more than enough. And it also makes the machine quieter, but it's still performing very well. On the way to the top, we've got a nice comfortable looped handle. Also got the little clip here that enables you, once you've pulled the flex out, you can actually clip the flex over there, so it keeps it higher up out of the way. Onto the back, we have the attached hose and tools. No good for stairs, this machine. The hose is not long enough, and it comes out in an awkward way. You remove the handle here, look, and then you pull it through this bracket here. So I don't know what the purpose of that bracket is. It might be a stability thing, I suppose, because if it was to come out directly from here, it might topple over if you were to tug on it. So it comes out down through this support and out. But there you go. It's not long enough to do the stairs, but more than long enough to do your upholstery and some other above floor jobs. But for stairs, this cleaner is a big fail, I'm afraid. But that's the main negative about this cleaner. It is the tools, and mainly stair cleaning. So what else do we get apart from the stretchy hose? We get colour coordinated purple extension wand, and inside the wand, nesting snugly inside, is an even longer crevice tool. So that's very good for all your nooks and your crannies. On board also at the top, got a dusting brush with some muck on it. So let's see, that's not too bad. Medium hard, medium soft, whatever you like to say. They're not too bad, those brushes. They're not like a scrubbing brush like some of the modern Chinese machines that have similar sort of brushes. They are shorter than that. Not shorter. Sorry, I'm being distracted by the racket. I'm not at home. I'm in a quiet little village. I don't live here normally. And I've never known anything like the noise I get here. Oh, I don't know what's going on out there. I'm sorry, I can't. I will continue. I'll soldier on the best I can, and then I'll go and murder whoever's making that racket and say, do you realise you've upset me, you so-and-so. Here is quite a nice large nozzle. You can do your mattresses, your upholstery and your stairs with that one. So that's all the tools you get on board with the Panasonic icon. Sorry about that interruption. I had to stop because there was some brute over the road with a chainsaw trimming my neighbour's bush. He's stopped for the time being, so we may not have long. She didn't have much of a bush to trim, so I think he's doing the rest by hand. Right, so that's the cleaning tools. And inside this round particle portion, whatever you'd like to call it, round mound shape thing, is the flex reel. So this is the flex, not very long on this machine, so that's another, probably two of the drawbacks: a short hose and a short flex. If they made this now, fortunately it'd be made in China, but if they did, I'd like to see a little more flex and a lot more hose. Oh, it's taken me long enough to pull it out, isn't it? But anyway, I can assure you it isn't as long as you get nowadays. Probably 6, I think it's more than 6, probably about 7 actually. 7 metres I would have thought, around about. And a cord rewind, see if it'll work straight away. It might not, we'll see. No, see, it's tangled up. Just have to help it along. Normally, of course, if I've used the machine, the flex is spaced out and spread out, and it is easy to go back in. Normally, though, it does need a bit of help towards the end. Let's stand up. Oh, sometimes I do it with my foot. That's better. There we go. The last little bit. In you go. There we are. Get in. Right. That's the mains cord. There's a carry handle here, and it needs to have a sturdy handle because it is quite a heavy machine. If I tilt the cleaner forward, we can have a look at the rating plate. So there is Panasonic model MCE582K, number 501320. Maximum 1600 watts, PNOM, 13 to 1400 watts. Matsushita. Electric Espana SA. Don't know how you pronounce that. Girona, Spain. Made in Spain, BAB approved, double insulated, and there's a CE mark too. Now, Also at the back, while I'm here, this is the button you press to recline the handle, and this is the button to turn the beta bar on and off. There's also a little cutout button here, little red button, so if the agitator becomes blocked and it stops, you wait a little while and you press that in with the tip of a pen or a pin or something to reset the brush bar motor. Two large wheels on the back. These two little wheels, they're just for stability when the machine's upright. They're a bit similar, or more crude version, to the Miele S7, the way the Miele S7's undercarriage raises when you're using it. It's a similar sort of thing, but more basic. Let me try and do it with my foot while I'm behind camera. They sort of lift off the floor and go back to stabilise the cleaner when you're in the upright position. Let's have a look properly at this agitator. I just heard a little loose bit then, so I'm hoping that nothing's fallen off. It looks okay. And again, apologies for the dust, this has been used. But look at the amount of brushes that you get with this. I don't know how many rows it is, I don't know how I'll be able to count. Is there a distinguishing mark? Ah, there's a little hair on that one, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4 including that? Oh, it could be 5. I'll have to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think it's 4. 4 rows of brushes. A lot of vacuums only would have 2 spiral rows, so it's like double the amount, and it's a much wider diameter. Edge cleaning is quite good on this machine on this side, as it got this dedicated little edge sweep brushes. So that does, on this side of the cleaner, get quite close to the edge, very close to the edge. That's pretty good, that. But again, this side, there's no belt, so why there's such a big gap, but part of the motor is in that section. Some of it goes into there, but some of it's in there too. You've got 2 smaller wheels at the front as well, and to try and compensate for the lack of brush, there's this little flexible brush here that moves back and forth. On the other model I got that was damaged, that's broken. Apologies for the bits of muck. I've just been demonstrating with another vacuum on this carpet and it didn't quite get everything. So, there we go, there's a little brush. Doesn't really do much, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. So there we have it. That's the guided tour. Oh, you have seen this in a couple of videos. I put it on the end of one. Can't remember which one, but it's also on... What video is it on? Oh, the Maytag. If you want to see this working now, well, you'll see it in a minute, but it's on the Maytag. I did a Maytag pickup video, and I also, at the end of that, did a little suck-off, I think you'd call it, between this machine and the Hoover Globe. And this machine did win, of course. The Hoover Globe is a little bit mediocre performance-wise. So there we have it, the Hoover. Oh my lord, it's not a Hoover, is it? It is a Hoover to many people. It's a vacuum cleaner. It's not a Hoover, it's a Panasonic icon. So, here's the carpet. Relatively clean. We'll soon do something about that, won't we? Let's get some filth out, shall we? Now then, here's the muck. Pretty familiar sight to my regular viewers, and this carpet is getting to be a familiar sight. The reason I'm using this blue carpet, I'm not at home, and my home, all the carpets are the same, they're all a pale colour, so they show up the dirt quite well. But in this house, there's lots of different carpets, and the main living room carpet is more or less a browny colour, so you wouldn't really see the dirt so clearly. So that's why a lot of my reviews at the moment are on this blue carpet, but it's quite a good carpet, good quality, and it's got a bit of a pile to it, so anyway, you should be able to see a direct contrast between the muck in the middle as opposed to when I've passed the machine back and forth. We'll just see what it does. Bear in mind, I've not put a new bag in the Panasonic. I've not emptied it. So it's more or less, the bag is absolutely chock-a-block. We'll soon see if a full bag means loss of performance. Might mean slight loss of suction, especially with an old-fashioned paper bag that's fitted to this machine, but we'll just see if this is still going to perform. Right, I'm going on to maximum, back and forth throughout the centre of this dirt. Well, considering this bag is very full, and by the time I've picked up the rest of this it will need replacing, pretty impressive, don't you think? It has left a very slight trail of shame here. That is obviously where that little brush that I showed you earlier, the little brush that they've got on the base to try and compensate for the lack of the agitator, it obviously hasn't picked up, but as I clean the rest of this mess it will go. But the main area, that is very, very clean. I could see the couscous vibrating up in the air, even at the edges, so it does prove it's a very effective agitator. It's a really good machine. It's a shame they don't make anything like this now, Panasonic. But this is a fantastic result. Right then, let's get a few more shots, clear the rest of this mess up. Well, look at that. A lovely, freshly cleaned, freshly groomed carpet that just a few moments ago was pretty dirty. But thanks to the Panasonic icon, I'm pretty safe to say that all the dirt is now tucked away safely inside that vacuum cleaner. One little quirk of this machine is a few minutes after it's been switched off and it's warmed up, it tends to make a few cracking noises. I don't know if you'll be able to pick anything up on this, but I assume that's just the plastic. Obviously it gets warm in use, and then as it cools down it contracts slightly and makes that cracking noise. But I'll forgive it that, because it is an absolutely fantastic vacuum. It's a joy to use, relatively quiet, it just glides so easily over the carpet. And I'm glad I've got another boxed one that I can repair because I do use this a fair amount of times in my house because I do like it, and it's a deep cleaner. It really is. I don't use it all the time, but from time to time I like to get this out and give my carpets a right good going over. That's it for now. If you've enjoyed this video and you're a glutton for punishment, why not subscribe? Click the subscribe button and you'll be part of an exclusive group of mad people who want to see more of this sort of thing. Thanks for your support, thanks for watching, and don't worry, I'll be back again with more vacuum cleaner mayhem. See you soon.